everybody, welcome back to Rach and Bella Crafts. Rachel here, I hope you are all well. So it's time today for the fifth video, I can't believe I'm saying this already, the fifth video of the collaboration. So if you've just tuned in and joined me, we are in the middle of a collaboration for February called Junk Journal Tips, Tricks and Hacks 2023. Then there is a hashtag for this event. It is called hashtag JJ Tips, Tricks, Hacks 23. So if you are following along, if you are crafting along, if you're looking for stuff, please type in the hashtag and you will pull up the videos and anybody else's inspirational ideas that have come about as a result of the collaboration. So we've already had the launch video, we've had Helen Colebrook, we've had Margaret from Seven Plaza, and we have had Angela Kerr. So I guess it must now be my turn. Well, guys, these three ladies here were absolutely amazing. What acts to have to follow, but follow I must. So that's just to remind you what we're doing. Please don't forget, go check them out. Please make sure as well that you also follow all of the other people who are contributing to the collaboration. Also, guys, can I ask a special favour? Would you please support their channels? Would you please make sure that you leave them a like and a comment on their videos, and subscribe to their channels if you really enjoy it too. And don't forget to click the little bell so that you get notifications, because these guys work really, really hard to bring you an amazing collaboration. Okay, so what am I going to be doing today? Well, I want to talk to you about Masterboards today. Oh, not Masterboards again, I hear you say. Well, yes, because I did a little video the other day all about Masterboards, and it, well, actually it blew it quite, I wasn't really expecting to do that. So thank you to everybody that watched, thank you to everybody that left a comment, and for all of those who have had a go and posted something on one of our social medias. It's really lovely to see you all crafting along. So what am I going to do today? Well, I want to take our Masterboards today to the next level. So, you know, I've done different things over the last few years with Masterboards, and they do tend to come up again and again in our collaborations, but I wanted to take them to the next level. So this is more than just doing something with scraps. This isn't just finding a way in which that we can store our scraps. This isn't just finding a way in which we can reuse our scraps. This is finding a way in which we can make our scraps really, really beautiful. How do you do that? You ask. Right, well, I'm just going to literally whiz through a couple of ideas with you now, because I've been playing and I thought, oh, this is daft. I just need to put the camera on now and just have a go. We'll see what works, what doesn't. I'm going to take you on this journey with me, guys. Look, I've even got an extra hand. How cool is that? I walked past my craft room door last night, glanced in because the light had been left on, spotted that on the desk holding my book open and frightened myself to death. It was like something out of, what's the Addams Family? So yeah, this is my trusty helping hand here today. And if I get very bored, I may even paint him, it. But anyway, right, so where are we? Well, in the last video, I showed you how I use my scraps making these little Masterboards with one book page, and then I pop them into my, what's that thing called? It is called an embossing machine. Pop them into an embossing machine, and they came out like this. And in all fairness, they were absolutely amazing, and I was really, really pleased with the results. So today we're going to use these. I'm going to show you a few different techniques as well as we carry on. I found a few embossing folders, so these are just, I can quickly just show you what I am working with. I think I've bought 2 in my lifetime. The rest of these I've either inherited or I've picked up secondhand. So you don't have to go out buying expensive embossing folders. Really, the marketplace on Facebook is actually the best place to get these. I did also get a stack of them. I had a pile of the tattered lace ones, and I think I got those on eBay, I think. And I had a load of them, but they came in this size. There was like a corner one, and then there was a big square one because I had a large embossing machine at the time that I bought secondhand, but unfortunately it didn't last. It didn't cut the muster, should we say. I've also got this one here. So this one came with this little machine that I've got now. I've got this one here. I'm not quite sure what that effect is meant to be, but that could be quite cool. I've got this one here, which looks like a straw effect. Looks very interesting. I'm not sure this one's been used, actually. Maybe not. Oh, there we go. Right, yeah, no, I don't even think that's been opened. So is that one there? This one then you saw me use yesterday with the lovely roses, and then this one here. And I loved this one because those big swirly patterns gave it a really nice big embossed feel, like that old flock wallpaper. I could have done with this when I was decorating my doll's house the year before last. So that's what I'm working with. Well, I don't know if any of you have seen Margaret's videos this week from Seven Plaza. She did 2 getting to know you videos this week. If you have not seen them, I recommend you go watch them. Oh my goodness, they're amazing. I'm halfway through the second one because I had to turn it off then and go watch a collaboration video, because obviously I had to make sure I'd seen that as well. So I need to go back and just watch the second half of the second one. But oh, fantastic. I feel like I know her so well now. Oh, it was just brilliant. You must go and check it out. So while I was sat watching her wonderful interviews, I did actually sit with my scraps tub and fill, or half fill, this old book. So I've now got myself, and this literally took me, I did this in the time that I watched the first video. This literally took me about an hour. Just sat there by the fire last night. Oh, that page is a bit stuck, doesn't matter. And I was just literally slap, sticking these scraps down out of my scrap bin. Now some of them have raised a bit where the glue is dry, but that's all right. You can always go over things. But I now have a nice little stash here to just tear from and start creating. So with that in mind, let's give things a go. So I'm going to tear that one out there. And that one out there. But this is just such a handy way to keep all of these to hand. So I'm going to tear a few out, and then we'll see what we're going to do with them. So I've got some different backgrounds in here, different colours, depths, one thing and another. And then I've got a few then, I wanted 1 or 2 to just make sure that they only had, no, I can't put that one on there. I'm looking for stuff that doesn't have anything copyrighted on it. That one's alright. I will explain why in a moment. So I'll put that one to one side, and then I will use my own designs then. So that one there, and that one there. Okay, so we talk about taking our masterboards to the next level. So what exactly do I mean by that? Right, well, first and foremostly, I'm going to try and do a little bit of a splattering on here, and then I'll show you then what we're going to do with that, because I just find that adding extra media for a start really helps the process, and it just helps to really bring out all of the attributes. Now, if you have a lovely fan-shaped paintbrush, brilliant. I have one somewhere. Do you think I can find it? No, that's why I'm so late doing my video today, because I can't find the darn thing anyway. So I'm going to just pop these so that they just come on. That's why I'm having to use this brush, which is not quite what I was hoping for. Oh, there we go. Okay, better than nothing. But I do prefer the fan one. There we go. I'm actually hiding up here this afternoon, avoiding the television, because the championship in sport of the year has just begun downstairs. Well, not literally in my downstairs, it's on the TV downstairs. The Six Nations Championship rugby. If you're from the UK, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Not quite sure if the rest of the world will understand, but obviously the rest of you are taking part well. But yeah, it's kind of a big deal here in Wales. And we have just so much controversy at the moment going on amongst our sport team. It's unbelievable. So, but not only that, we're losing to Ireland. So I got up and came out. I was like, okay, that's enough of that. I'm going up to my craft room. There's only so much of that we can put up with for one afternoon, isn't there? Okay, so having done my splitter splatters, I also thought I would try and take the embossing folder, and I'm going to spray the inside of the embossing folder with some of my distressing oxide, no, it's not distressing oxide, it's just distressing mica spray. Now, however, I'm going to give this a go. So I am going to spray the side that goes in, not the raised bit, the dipped bit, because that's the bit, and I know I'm making a terrible mess here, but hey ho, it's all part and parcel of fun, isn't it? Right, so I'm now going to pop this inside here, trying not to squidge it across. There we are. Marvellous. And let's just pop that through the machine. Okay. Let's have a look how that's fade. Ooh. Game changer already. Right, let me just turn it around and do the other side, because I don't like to leave one end undone. That makes sense. Because my sheet of paper is slightly longer than there we go. My sheet of paper is slightly longer than the embossing folder, and there we have it. Wow, look at that. Can you see the effect on there already? Okay, so, all right, you said, yeah, not rocket science, Rach. No, it's not. No, it's not. I'm going to quickly whiz up now and finish off doing the rest of these, and then I'm going to show you then what I'm going to do with the next one. Okay, so I have done most of the, I've embossed most of the Masterboards now. They all have a slightly different take on them. Some have got some of the distress sprays on them, some haven't, but there's a really good mixture. That one there I sprayed with one of my new oxide sprays, Faded Jeans, which was rather interesting. I sprayed that directly onto the embossing folder. Nothing on that one. And then I kept these blank. Right, okay, so the first things first, first thing I'd like us to try is I want to take this one here and I'd like to turn this into a large journal card. So I've got a piece of lace here, rather pretty piece of lace, and I am going to layer this over the top of my beautiful collage piece. I'm going to back the back to just make it a little bit more sturdy, and I am then going to stitch around all of the edges to make it really, really solid. Whilst backing around the back though, I am also going to leave a gap so that it's not only a journal card but it will have a pocket in it. So as I'm doing that, I think I should do my stitching first, because I do need to stitch around all four sides. And obviously when I put the backing on, I won't want to shut the one side, will I? So I'm just going to nip over, do some stitching, and I'll be back. Okay, so I have stitched this beautiful piece of lace onto our lovely, and you can still see the embossing perfectly well underneath, because I know you're probably thinking, well, what's the point when I cover the lace? But it just feels fantastic. Yeah, it's just great. So I've taken a sheet of paper. I'm going to use this now to back my my pocket with. I've left a little lip here because I'm just going to fold this over so that when it's on the inside, it stays down. So if that makes sense, it gives us a nice smooth edge for sliding bits and pieces in and out of. So I'm just going to glue that down. Go. Okay, and then I am going to zip back over, zip, get it, and stitch this to my my collage piece to create a pocket. I'll be back in a minute. And there we go. So we have ourselves now a lovely collage pocket, and you can either just, well, you can stick that straight onto a page. You can peg that in. Peg? No, that's not the word I'm looking for. Paper clip it in rather, and have it as a floating pocket that you can then have journaling space on the back. So you've got lots of different options there, but all of that taken from just some of our leftover scraps. I'm not going to call them ugly scraps because they weren't ugly scraps. How can I say they're ugly scraps? They're from my kit, but no. So yeah, that was, there we are. That's just taking the edging off there and taking off any frayed stitching. And I know there's a little bit of overhang there. I'm really not worried about that. I think it just adds to it because that was the shape of the doily that was underneath. But I think that looks absolutely stunning. And that was not a lot of work at all there, to be fair. So that's the first idea. Let me move that out of the way. Now, another technique that I would really like to try is to use my metallic gilding polish, so that's this stuff here, to pick out some of the elements of the embossing and just to kind of accentuate certain areas. Now, this is going to be a real challenge for me, and I'll tell you for why. Not because it's tricky or anything else, just because I'm not an artist. Creative, yes. An artist, no. So Mum would sit and find this super easy. Bella is far more talented in that department than I am. But I'm just going to have a go. So, you know, if I can do this, anybody can do this, because I'm really not talented in that way at all. So I'm just going to give this a go and see what I think would be good to pick out. And we'll see what it pulls out from the, what's this called? Embossing. So bear with. There we go. So that is the effect, and I hope that looks as good on camera as it does look good to my eye. I have to be honest, I was going a little boss-eyed doing that just now. It's sending my eyes sleepy. Trying to concentrate so far away on those tiny little things. It's quite hard actually from this angle, trying to do stuff like this, because you guys, my camera, is in the way. But I actually think that looks really good. Okay, so we're going to make a quick, let me just put my lid on this. We're going to make something out of this now, a second, because I don't want to waste this beautiful masterpiece. So okay, so I have here a tag template, and I'm going to use this to create a large tag with this beautiful image. So you can see the area that it's going to cover. I'm just going to stick this straight onto the back, because I know that when the corners are touching here and touching here, everything that I need in the image is going to be part of that. Actually, I'll just cut that edge off there, I think, because I'm afraid otherwise I'm going to just miss the edge of that beautiful bouquet that she's holding there. There we are. Just take that rough edge off the top there, because we don't need that in there either, really, do we? No, we do not. Okay. So, where is my glue? I've tied it up now, look. It's lethal, isn't it? Right, let's perhaps use this stuff this time. So I'm going to use that as the back so that we can, you know, write on there, what have you. But I'm going to use this glue because this stuff is really good. It's very good at bonding, and it'll hold, because obviously with it being collage, the paper that I'm putting on top is quite thick. So it's going to be quite heavy otherwise, and I don't want it to fall off. So let's just pop that on there. And what I do love about this glue is it does give you a couple of seconds to just slide anything around and into place. God, I hope my gold paint was dry. Yes. Phew! Didn't even think to check that was dry then. Just slashed it down onto the desk. There we go. Right, so let's just cut around this tag shape now. And hopefully we should have ourselves a very beautiful tag, which I think I'm more than likely going to end up stitching around the edge of. My light outside is starting to fade now, and when my light outside starts to fade, I can't see very well what's going on here. I don't know whether it's old eyes, tired eyes, I don't know what it is, but ooh, look at that. And I'm going to keep that bit for later, because I'm sure we'll find something useful to do with it. Isn't that pretty? I really like that. So look how simple the effect is. I think now I can see the area. I think I will probably end up then going back over, because I think what would really finish this off nicely would be to do this bottom bit here. But like I say, I don't find it terribly easy to do this, because especially when I'm working my own light. So, oh, might help if I push my glasses up. If you are going to be doing this, guys and gals, make sure you've got good light. And if you need spectacles, put your spectacles on. I've got my reading glasses on, but I don't know, that was just all that concentration, I think it was. But yeah, working in your own shadow is not terribly helpful, is it? But there we are, I'm just very quickly doing this now, just to give you some kind of an idea how simple it is to pretty up what essentially are leftovers, scraps. You know, it's like making bubble and squeak basically, isn't it? You've had your cooked dinner, all that veg that nobody really wants is left over. It's the next day. What are you going to do with it? You're going to smash it in the pan, put a lovely egg on top of it, bit of soy sauce, Bob's your uncle, bubble and squeak. Not quite sure if you call it that everywhere else. It's one of my dad's favourite after Christmas dinner meals. Boxing Day, I believe. Well, no, I don't think they tend to on Boxing Day, because traditionally on Boxing Day, I don't know why I'm talking about Christmas, but we always had beef as a child on Boxing Day, because it was my grandparents' wedding anniversary. So they always came for dinner on Boxing Day, and we always had beef. And I think it was probably because it might have been my nana's favourite. I always seem to recall my nana eating beef or steak. And then, I don't know what I'm off. Oh yes, that's right. So Mum would put the leftovers then in the fridge, and we'd have them then perhaps on the 27th. Bubble and squeak. Interesting enough, as a child, I hated bubble and squeak. Oh, probably because Dad used to put loads of onions in the pan beforehand and fry the onions. I hated the smell of onions as a child. Yucky vee. Not nice at all. There we go. Right, I think that looks rather lovely. Now, as I say, I am no artiste, but that really wasn't difficult. I don't know, it might look terrible from up there. I really can't tell. From here to my eyes, which are not wonderful, it looks nice, but I don't know, up there it might not. So literally all I've done there is pick out the embossed petals from my embosser, but you could do it with any pattern that you've got, but I just think that looks rather special. Perhaps a little bit of stitching now across here and up there. I don't even think I want to go all the way around with stitching, and then a lovely little lace tab, and I think that will be perfect. So there we go. That's your next idea of how you can make your scraps and masterboard look really lovely. Okay, so on this one here now, I have got, I'm going to give this a try with some of this gold leaf and this pen, and I'm just simply going to use a stencil and try to add some gold leaf patterns, perhaps pop a bit of a flower on there just to kind of jazz it up, because this is quite plain. It's just, you know, a mixture of blank papers underneath, so I thought we'd give this a go. It may not work, it might look great, I don't know, but there's only one way we're going to find out, isn't there? And that's if we have a go. So let's have a look and see how this comes out. I'm not quite sure if I can do this on top of paper, you know, embossing. I don't know if the heat off the pen will undo the embossing that's underneath, or whether it will take the kind of tattoo effect stencil over the top. I guess we will find out in one moment. Let me just pop that stalk paper down there, and then a bit of a leaf with the gold leaf, and then that one there, and hopefully it will have worked, but you just never know, do you? Okay, right, well, it looks great this side, so let's see how it looks. Ooh, okay, well, it's not terrible, it's a bit different. Okay, I quite like that. So if you've got really plain scraps and you want to do something extra to jazz them up and add some colour, this could be the answer. So let me just do one further down now, because I'm going to be making this into a pocket. You'll see what I'm going to be doing with these bits and pieces in a moment. Oh, no, it hasn't. Oh, look, I'll tell you why it hasn't worked. Because I'm trying to do it onto greaseproof paper. Ah, noted. Right. So if you've got something that you've coffee dyed, that like greaseproof paper or vellum, that is not going to go onto there. It won't work for whatever reason. Oh, that is rather annoying. Let me just see if I can try and get it to go on this bit here. Give me my stencil. Okay, well, we did say for better for worse with this video. Oh yeah, I can see it's transferring better. Now, it obviously won't transfer onto greaseproof paper. Okay, noted. We won't try that one again. Need to just stick with normal scrap paper. If I do end up cutting that bit out for time, I was trying to stencil onto a bit of greaseproof paper then, and it didn't work. So we've gone back to try out the normal stuff. Oh, of course, I've got a petal missing now, haven't I? There we go. Oh, there we are. Okay, well, it's not really vibrant, but it's nice to be able to add something on, because I think it would be, you couldn't stamp onto this because obviously it's got what do you call it on it? You know, it's been embossed. What do you call it? That made a lot of sense, didn't it? Because it's been embossed, obviously it'd be very difficult to stamp on it or anything like that. So I think that's a really good, easy medium. Get it? Mixed medium. Easy medium of, you know, a solution there to find a way to jazz that up. So what I'm going to do quickly now is take some, let me get rid of this a minute. I was just protecting the desk. I'm just going to pull you guys back out a bit now, if you don't mind. And I might just have to lift you up. There we go. Sorry to take you on a bit of a journey there. Right, let's move that. Put that back down there. Okay, so I'm going to take some cards. I've got 2 journal cards here. I'm going to stick them to the back, and then we will quickly finish jazzing them up. Now, I think these might be a little bit long, but that's okay. We'll just cut off whatever we don't need. Oh, come on, really? We all light and glue here? Yes, we have. Whoop, whoop. Thank goodness for that, eh? Thank goodness for that, say. Okay, now, I know some of you may be watching. I hope you haven't turned off already, thinking, well, I haven't got an emboss machine, so this is pointless me to looking at this. It really isn't. And if you bear with me till the end, I will explain to you why. But there's something here for everyone to be able to have a go with. And you don't need an embossing machine to be able to do so. Right. Let's just pop that one there. And then the same here. Add a bit of glue. What did I do with that wet whip I had? Just clean that bit of glue off there. Okie dokie. There we are. Right. And there we go. Okay. Let me just clean my desk. Okay, I'm going to cut down here. I'm going to cut it there. And then we're going to cut down here. Those bits of card actually fitted that perfectly, didn't they? Couldn't have done that better if I had tried. And then we're going to cut down there. Oh, just trim along that edge there a minute. There we go. Now I think that looks rather cute. Now I know that that's only a dutty little flower there done with the gold leaf. But obviously I couldn't do much more because I didn't want to take up loads of time because you guys are sitting there watching. And obviously it's just to give you some ideas, but you know, you can make that as big or as small as you like. So I'm just resticking some of my collage in here because I did use some greaseproof papers on here last night, little scrappy ones, but they don't like the Pritt stick, so it's just a good idea to go back over anything that looks a little bit loose because you don't want to be losing any of your masterboard further down the road, do we? Right, put that in the scraps box. Okay, and I think we'll just put a little bit on this side too. So I'm just going to show you again now those effects. So if you were going to try the gold leaf in, that was me trying to go freehand over the embossed paper. Not such a great thing. So then I tried the stencil then, tried to do it on the greaseproof paper, wouldn't take at all. But it did on the rest of the imaging, and there was the other one there. These are all ready now, just to have a little bit of stitching done around them, and they will make two beautiful pockets. Now, if I just wanted to finish them off, I think it might be quite nice to add perhaps a little bit of ribbon, just to make them look really pretty. Just take that end off there, because this looks fab. This is our lace kit, our lace journal kit, digital kit rather, and it looks great embossed. I've got to be honest, it's really brought it to life. So I'm just going to pop that down there, because that'll be ready then for my journal I'm working on. And then I'm just going to pop a little word on a cluster. Now this is where your ready-made clusters come in, see guys, because if I'd had a few ready-made clusters now, I could have just popped that on the side like I did the other day with those other, that other video. I can't remember now what video it was. And then, should we use the flashcards? I love these little flashcards, they're super cute. Just go like that. Yep, that's fine. Down there like that. And then we will put this word up here, I think. Up there, up there, up there. Down there, down there. It's a bit small it is, but it's alright, gotta use them up. It's the whole point of us working with our scraps, isn't it? There we go. We'll put that perhaps down there in the middle. Give it a bit of glue because we don't want it coming off. Golly, I'm all fingers and thumbs tonight. There we go. Right, that's that one there. And then this one, oops, I can't pick anything up. Good golly, good golly, good golly. Look at green. Sorry, I was looking behind me for lace then. I hadn't just gone off into a daze. No, that's too big. The bit I'm looking for, I can't see. So this will have to suffice. Sorry, I got hiccups now. There we go. Right, so I have shown you how to make a large pocket with lace. Ah, darn it. Why do I always put it on back to front? I hate this lace. I just can't see. Until I stick it down, I can never see which way around it's supposed to go. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that then. I hate the lace. I love the lace. Sorry, lace. I'm going to hurt your feelings. I get very frustrated by the lace. There we go. Is that better? should we? We say that to my boys. You shouldn't hate. Mustn't hate things. Mustn't hate people. Knowing full well, I feel like that quite a lot on times. It'd be terrible how we invalidate kids in the way that they feel. You mustn't hate. You mustn't be cross. You mustn't this, you mustn't that. Heaven forbid they should feel something. Oh dear, I don't know. Right, there we go. Okay. Oh, that is pretty. I'm going to pop that on there. I'm trying not to, what's the word? Procrastinate. Because I know you guys are patiently waiting to see what else I've got up my sleeve. I think you're going to like the last one. I really think you're going to like this last one. Because I loved it. I had so much fun making it. Wait till you see what I've done. No, we won't have pleasant. Gonna have lovely. Oh, I wish this word was bigger. Why did I print it out so tiny? Oh no, oh hang on. Look. No, that's too big, look. It's a very fine line, isn't it, with words? With words, yes. It's a very fine line with labels too, but they need to be the right size. But that font is ridiculous. Anybody trying to look at that, Rachel, is going to need a magnifying glass. Now, mine glass is on. That's ridiculous. But it is lovely. How cute is that? There we are. So there's my two little shabby chic pockets. I hope they look as cute to you there as they do to me here. Right. Okay. So pockets, tag, and what was the first thing? Large journal card with a pocket. So that's your 3 projects there. Now I'm going to show you something I made earlier, which I think you're going to rather like. Let me just move all this out of the way a minute. Because I can't work in a mess. You would cringe if you could see what was behind me. No, actually, it's not that bad. I mean, I did tidy up this morning before I started because I was trying to find things. Do you know what? I'm just constantly losing things in this room. My craft room is about 7 by 8. I think that's probably overly generous. It might be a shy. I don't know how long's a single bed. It's just wider than the length of a single bed, and then a little bit wider again. Anyway, I'm digressing. So I did tidy up earlier on, but I can't find now my wax bag of stuff, which is very annoying. So this is what I came up with earlier on. This is why my hands are sort of grubby, because I was looking at the when I first did this earlier on, I thought, oh, what could I do with this now to make this into something really, really special? And I thought, I know. So I went to a charity shop the other day and picked up rather cannily a handful of old handkerchiefs. They were just, rather nothing marvellous or anything thingy about them. They're very old. Some of them are torn, but I thought, they could come in rather useful for something. So I wanted to make a journal cover with one of these little masterboards because I was quite enjoying myself and what we were doing. So what I've done is I have taken a lace handkerchief similar to this. It's not this exact one because obviously I only have one of each style. I have taken the Masterboard. Now the handkerchief I've used is slightly longer than this, and I have placed said Masterboard at the top section. Now let me just cut this down so that I can show you properly. So if I just take that off there a minute, because that's where the embossing kind of finishes, isn't it? And if I just neaten that edge up there, like so, and oops, come back here, Missy. And if I just neaten that edge up there, like so, right, marvellous. Okay, so what I've done is I took the this and I popped it right up into the top, like that. And I then went and I stitched all around here, okay? I did actually glue the back and stick it down so that the handkerchief didn't move about quite so much. So that then was stuck, and I went and stitched it, and it stitched around the edge into place. So are you with me so far? So then I have got my handkerchief attached to the back of the embossed Masterboard, right? Imagine that now. And I've done it in such a way so that the lacy bits on the edge, mine is actually crochet on the edge, the other one, but the lacy bits on the edge are then sticking out and around like a frame effect. Okay, then what I did, bear in mind now the bottom here is stitched to the page. What I then did was folded up the handkerchief, leaving half centimetre hanging over, and then I flipped it back across again and then dropped that down like a little petticoat at the bottom. I then got my pins here and I pinned, I was going to make a new pin cushion earlier, I definitely need to. I then pinned this into place so that I could go and stitch the rest of it and see exactly what I was then about, what I was doing. Use that one, that'll be better. There we go. And as a result then I ended up with, I've left that a bit wide at the bottom. Okay, it's not quite that level at the bottom, but you get the idea. So, no, that's not right. You won't get the idea like that. Do it properly, Rachel. Bear with. I've left too much, I have. Right, so there we go, and then folded it back over. You stay there, and then you come up here, like so. Just need to pick up the most frilly, fussy one. There we are. Right, so let me just pop my pins in again, just so I can show you. And then again, I went to my sewing machine and I stitched down these sides, thus creating myself a little front pocket. So that's what we've done there now. We've just created a little pocket in there. There we are. That was all I wanted there. That was a little hem. So now, and it's just for the sake of, because I'm not going to go over to the sewing machine and leave you all. I'm in the middle of explaining, aren't we? Imagine that's stitched on there, and imagine that that is stitched on there. Okay, so here we are. I came back and I had my lovely rectangle there with my petticoat, not petticoat, keep on a petticoat, with my lovely napkin, this side and that side, and then obviously folded it over to create a beautiful little notebook. But what did I notice as I then folded it over? Well, what I did notice was, unfortunately, on the piece of paper that I was using, not the piece of paper, the Masterboard, there were paper joins on the edge there. So where I was bending them, they were starting to lift. So I then got out my, where is it? Because some of you might be thinking, what's she on about? Mod Podge, which I don't know when I last opened because I actually had to peel a whole layer of the top off and it was quite icky. Anyway, use that with a brush, this brush, even though it had been stitched on, and I just very carefully Mod Podged, not loads, but just carefully went over everything, carefully covered it all and secured it all into place. Like I say, I didn't get it on the fabric. So yeah, that was really enjoyable. Would you like to see the end result? Bear with, I shall grab it for you now. I quite like that on there. I might finish that one off in a minute. So here is my pretty journal. Do you want me to bring you guys in? Hold tight. There we go. So this is my finished little mini journal created from a Masterboard that I've embossed. And I hope you can see, oh, look at the glitter on that. It's really glittery now because I only had glitter Mod Podge. I don't know why I've got extreme glitter Mod Podge. I don't know. That's just what was in the drawer. but yeah, so I was really pleased with that. But as you can see, because I've Mod Podged it, there's no edging coming up. It's all just in place. Now this one here, I did use what did I use? I used this on it when I did the embossing, and it really gave a nice edging and texture to the embossing. But I love how the Mod Podge has really brought out all the colours, and oh gosh, look at that, you can see that. I can see that on my camera looking now. And the little tickets that I put on there, and just a little bit of that blue. I love that blue fabric paper. So yeah, but you can see what I mean about how I've left a little lip, and then inside, here she is. I've just created, so there's the pocket. This one actually had a beautiful applique bit of, you know, detail, so that's why I tried to make sure that that corner went up there. But yeah, there's a cute little pocket there for us to pop some bits and pieces in, and then there's our girl. And I've just created then a lovely little signature, some vintage pages, vintage book page, bit of Edith Holden, and some really coffee dye papers. And I just think that looks amazing. And all of that has come about from a book page that I created a masterboard on and then embossed. And it was as simple as that. And out of that, a whole journal has been made. So there we go. Where are the bits and pieces that we've done today then? So let's get them back over here. Let's lift you guys back up a bit. So we've got a bit of desk. So we have got a mini journal, some rather lovely pockets. We have got our gorgeous, gorgeous tag with our gilding paint on it. Polish. By the way, if you don't have any gold paint, it really doesn't matter. You can do that with anything. You could do that with a yellow pen. You could do that with, gosh, just, you know, acrylic paints, watercolour paints, any kind of paints. It doesn't have to be done with specifically gilding polish. I just have got it out the drawer to use it because I had it, oh my goodness, a year ago, I think, and I hadn't even opened it. And this is a giant journaling card with a lovely big pocket and lots of journaling space on the back. And we've covered that with some pretty lace. So that's it. That is my tutorial for today, guys. How to take your masterboards to the next level. We've really blinged them up today. I am super, super pleased. Oh, we're not centre, sorry. I have to be honest, I had no idea where this video was going until I turned the camera on, as often happens. But I'm actually really pleased with where we ended up. So I can't wait to go and pop these now into my lovely journal. And I can't wait to meet up with you guys again next week. Now, who is next? Oh my gosh, it's Edith with Scrapbooking with me tomorrow. I'm so excited. I absolutely love Edith. And of course, I'm not sure if you're aware, but this collaboration is actually quite unique because we have 2 sets of mother and daughter channels in the collaboration. So if you weren't aware, you have got, hang on, let me just grab my sheet. Oh, sorry. You have got, where are we? Edith from Scrapbooking with me, and then Melina with Me Crafty Scrapper. They are mother and daughter. I'm sure you're aware of that, but if you weren't, just letting you know. And then, of course, you've got myself, Rachel and Bella Crafts, and then Bella at Bella's Crafty Studio. Bella's my mum. So, yeah, I thought that was just quite a nice thing for the month of February. So, yeah, mothers and daughters this month. Before you go, I did say to you earlier on, if you stuck around till the end, I would explain how you could do all this without having an embossing machine. Well, what I did, I went and took the pages that I'd done that were made up of free images and images out of my kits. So there wasn't anything in there that shouldn't be in there. And I have created a freebie for you. So I haven't fussed about with the image. I've literally just scanned them and then chopped them into little journal cards. But I just thought if you don't have an embossing machine and you just wanted to have a little go, it's there for you as a freebie, because I don't like people to feel that they've got to miss out. I was very grateful to be given my my little embossing machine, and I waited a long time not having one, so I know what it's like when you don't have all the tools. But it doesn't matter if you don't, because you can still do most of the things that I've been doing here this afternoon with the effects from the scanned in images. So this will be on our coffee page, link will be down below. Oh sorry, my There we are. Sorry about that. My camera was telling me my battery's going flat now. So yeah, I'm off now to edit my video, and have a wonderful day. Please, 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 if you enjoyed the video, will you leave a comment for me and a like? And if you haven't yet subscribed, it would be amazing if you would please subscribe to my channel. I'm really grateful for all of the help and support that you've been giving me this last couple of weeks. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will be back with you very soon. Take care now. Bye bye.